Canada and America. Two distinct nations sharing a continent and a history. On the surface, they seem like close siblings, with shared values and intertwined cultures. But a closer look reveals a complex dynamic where one sibling casts a long shadow over the other. Canada, with its vast landscapes and polite demeanor, often finds itself overshadowed by its southern neighbor. Today we will delve into this complex relationship, exploring the various ways in which America's presence has shaped Canada's national identity, its economy, and its place on the world stage. To understand Canada, one must first understand America. Its sheer size, economic might, and cultural reach cast an undeniable influence across the globe. And Canada, sharing a border of over 8,800 kilometers, feels this influence most acutely. This proximity has led to a unique relationship, one characterized by cooperation and competition, admiration and resentment. For many Canadians, America represents the land of opportunity, a place where dreams are realized and fortunes are made. Beyond individual aspirations, the American influence on Canada extends to the very fabric of its society. American companies dominate many sectors of the Canadian economy. American media shapes Canadian cultural consumption, and American political discourse often spills over into Canadian conversations. The relationship between Canada and the United States is often described as familial, with Canada cast in the role of the younger sibling. While this analogy has its limitations, it does capture an essential truth. Canadians have long looked to America as a land of opportunity, a place where ambition can be realized on a grander scale. For many Canadians, the decision to move to the United States is driven by a simple calculus: higher salaries, lower taxes, and a wider range of job opportunities. The American economy, with its entrepreneurial spirit and emphasis on individual achievement, can be particularly enticing for skilled professionals seeking career advancement or higher earning potential. This is especially true in fields like technology, finance, and entertainment, where the United States remains a global leader. Each year, thousands of Canadians make the move south, seeking their fortunes in American cities and towns. This brain drain, as it is often called, has been a persistent concern for Canadian policymakers who struggle to retain homegrown talent in the face of such enticing opportunities abroad. The flow of talent from Canada to the United States is not merely a matter of individual choice, it reflects a deeper economic reality. The American economy, the largest in the world, exerts a gravitational pull on its northern neighbor, influencing everything from trade patterns to investment decisions. One of the most significant ways in which America's economic might affects Canada is through trade. The two countries are each other's largest trading partners, with billions of dollars in goods and services flowing across the border each year. Beyond trade, American investment plays a significant role in the Canadian economy. American companies have a long history of investing in Canada, attracted by its natural resources, skilled workforce, and proximity to the American market. While foreign investment can bring much-needed capital and create jobs, it can also lead to concerns about foreign ownership and control of key industries. The economic opportunities presented by the United States are undeniable. The higher salaries, lower taxes, and wider range of jobs act as a powerful magnet for ambitious Canadians seeking to improve their lives. However, this pursuit of prosperity comes at a price. The brain drain, while often discussed in economic terms, also has social and cultural implications. The loss of skilled professionals can deplete communities and weaken social institutions. Moreover, the constant exposure to American culture, amplified by the dominance of American media and entertainment, can lead to a sense of cultural homogenization, where Canadian voices and perspectives struggle to be heard. The challenge for Canada is to find a balance between reaping the benefits of its close relationship with the United States while preserving its own unique character. The allure of the American dream isn't confined to individuals seeking personal advancement. Canadian companies, too, often find themselves drawn to the vast potential of the American market. With its larger population, higher disposable incomes, and a business environment often perceived as more dynamic and less risk-averse, the United States can be an irresistible siren song for Canadian businesses, particularly those with ambitions of growth and expansion. The numbers paint a clear picture. Canadian companies across various sectors consistently report higher profits and revenue streams from their American operations compared to their domestic performance. This disparity highlights the stark reality of operating in the shadow of a global economic giant. While Canada boasts a stable economy and a highly educated workforce, its smaller market size often limits the growth potential of even the most innovative and well-managed companies. This phenomenon is particularly evident in industries like technology, retail, and entertainment, where scalability and access to a large consumer base are paramount for success. For Canadian companies venturing into the American market, the challenge often lies not just in adapting to a new environment, but also in competing with established American giants. These behemoths, often with decades of experience, vast resources, and unparalleled brand recognition, can cast a long shadow over Canadian newcomers, making it difficult to gain a foothold and carve out a niche in the competitive landscape. The tech sector provides a prime example. Canadian tech companies, while known for their innovation and technical prowess, often find themselves dwarfed by Silicon Valley giants with global reach and seemingly bottomless pockets. Competing for talent, investment, and market share against such formidable opponents requires Canadian companies to be nimble, strategic, and laser-focused on their niche expertise. It's a David and Goliath scenario where agility and innovation are key to survival. The economic realities of Canadian companies seeking success in the American market raise intriguing questions about cultural identity. As Canadian businesses adapt to American tastes, regulations, and consumer expectations, a degree of cultural assimilation is inevitable. This raises the question, to what extent can Canadian companies maintain their unique identity while operating within the American sphere of influence? Canadian film and television productions, for instance, often face pressure to downplay their Canadianness to appeal to a broader American audience. This can involve adopting American accents, storylines, and cultural references, sometimes at the expense of showcasing Canadian talent and perspectives. The challenge for Canadian companies is to find a way to navigate this complex terrain, preserving their Canadian roots while also evolving to meet the demands of a globalized world where American influence looms large. The influence of American companies in Canada extends far beyond the anecdotes of individual businesses seeking greener pastures south of the border. It's a pervasive reality, woven into the fabric of Canada's economic landscape, shaping consumer choices, employment opportunities, and the very nature of competition within Canada's borders. From the bustling streets of Toronto to the quiet suburbs of Winnipeg, the presence of American brands is undeniable, a testament to their market dominance and the complex dynamics at play. American companies hold a commanding presence in a wide range of sectors within the Canadian economy, from fast food and retail to technology and entertainment. This dominance is reflected in market share, brand recognition, and consumer spending patterns, highlighting the challenges faced by Canadian companies vying for a share of their own domestic market. The sheer scale and resources of American corporations often give them a competitive edge, allowing them to outmaneuver and often overshadow their Canadian counterparts. Section 2. Beyond market share, the cultural imprint of American companies. The dominance of American companies in Canada extends beyond market share and revenue. It shapes tastes, trends, and perceptions of what is desirable and aspirational. This cultural imprint blurs the lines between these two intertwined nations. American media dominates Canadian airwaves and streaming services. From TV shows to music, American content shapes Canadian cultural consumption. Despite a thriving domestic industry, Canadian media often struggles to compete. American narratives and cultural references often take center stage. Navigating the realities of economic influence. The dominance of American companies in Canada raises questions about economic sovereignty and consumer choice. While free trade benefits are clear, American corporate influence necessitates a nuanced discussion. Some argue it's consumer choice, reflecting quality and appeal. Others contend it distorts the market, disadvantaging Canadian businesses. A balanced approach is crucial, embracing globalization while supporting Canadian businesses and culture. The price of freedom, comparing tax burdens and social safety nets. The age-old debate between individual liberty and collective responsibility finds a tangible battleground in the comparison of tax burdens and social safety nets between Canada and the United States. This difference is often at the heart of the decision many Canadians face when considering a move south, the allure of lower taxes versus the security of a more robust social safety net. This difference in philosophy underpins much of the two nations' approaches to governance and citizen well-being. On the surface, the numbers are stark. The United States, often touted as a bastion of free market capitalism, boasts a lighter tax burden on its citizens, particularly those in higher income brackets. This difference in taxation is often presented as a key driver of economic growth, attracting investment and incentivizing entrepreneurship. For many Canadians, particularly those in high-paying professions, the prospect of keeping more of their hard-earned income can be a powerful motivator. However, this emphasis on individual financial freedom in the United States comes at a cost, a less comprehensive social safety net. Canada, with its commitment to social democracy, has long prioritized universal healthcare, affordable education, and robust social programs designed to support its citizens from cradle to grave. This approach, while resulting in a higher overall tax burden, provides a level of security and social mobility that is often absent in the more individualistic American system. This difference in approach is reflected in everything from healthcare outcomes to access to higher education. Canadians, regardless of income, have access to universal healthcare, while Americans face a complex and often prohibitively expensive private healthcare system. Similarly, Canadian universities, while not without their challenges, are generally more affordable than their American counterparts, making higher education a more attainable goal for a larger segment of the population. Sunshine and skyscrapers, the allure of American living. The decision to move from Canada to the United States is often influenced by the perceived allure of the American lifestyle. From sunny beaches to bustling streets, the U.S. offers a sense of opportunity and excitement. The vastness and diversity of the American landscape is a major draw. The U.S. offers a range of living experiences, from wide-open spaces to vibrant cities. For those seeking a warmer climate or a more laid-back lifestyle, the U.S. presents endless options. The U.S. is a global cultural powerhouse, offering a vibrant and diverse cultural scene. From Hollywood blockbusters to Broadway shows, from world-class museums to cutting-edge music festivals, the U.S. offers a wealth of cultural experiences. This cultural vibrancy extends beyond the traditional arts. The U.S. is a melting pot of cultures, creating a rich social tapestry. For some Canadians, this diversity offers a sense of belonging and acceptance. While the allure of lower taxes, diverse landscapes, and a vibrant cultural scene can be strong, the decision to migrate from Canada to the United States is rarely straightforward. Canadians considering such a move must also weigh these potential benefits against the many advantages of living in Canada, a nation consistently ranked among the best in the world for its quality of life, social mobility, and overall well-being. One of Canada's most significant advantages is its commitment to social equality and its comprehensive social safety net. Canadians enjoy universal health care, affordable education, and a range of social programs designed to support citizens in need. This emphasis on collective well-being fosters a sense of security and social mobility that can be hard to replicate in the more individualistic American system. Beyond social programs, Canada boasts a high standard of living, characterized by low crime rates, clean and safe cities, and a strong sense of community. Canadians enjoy a high level of personal safety and freedom, with a strong emphasis on tolerance, diversity, and respect for human rights. This commitment to social justice and inclusion has made Canada a welcoming destination for immigrants from around the world, contributing to its rich cultural mosaic. Furthermore, Canada's natural beauty is undeniable. From the rugged coastline of Nova Scotia to the towering Rocky Mountains, from the vast prairies to the pristine lakes and forests of the Canadian Shield, Canada offers a breathtaking array of natural landscapes. This natural bounty provides ample opportunities for outdoor recreation, from skiing and snowboarding to hiking and camping, fostering a deep connection to nature that is central to the Canadian identity. The notion of justice reveals a stark contrast between the Canadian and American experiences. The United States favors a punitive approach, resulting in the highest incarceration rate. Canada emphasizes rehabilitation, aiming to reintegrate offenders into society. This difference impacts recidivism rates and societal outcomes on both sides of the border. The diverging paths of the Canadian and American criminal justice systems are shaped by public perception, political expediency, and the pressure to be seen as tough on crime. This pressure leads to policies prioritizing punishment over rehabilitation and security over social justice. The U.S. has seen crime politicized, leading to harsh sentencing laws impacting minority communities. Canada, while not immune, has taken a more measured approach, recognizing the complexities of crime. This allows for a nuanced, evidence-based approach prioritizing public safety and the rights of the accused. A balancing act, sovereignty, security, and shared values. The U.S.-Canada border symbolizes a shared history and cooperation in security, despite challenges to Canadian sovereignty. Post 9/11, increased security cooperation has raised concerns about privacy and Canadian values. Balancing security and sovereignty requires dialogue and vigilance. It's a delicate act, ensuring both nations' interests are respected. The enduring question, Canada in America's shadow. Is Canada merely existing at America's behest? The evidence, from the exodus of Canadian talent to the dominance of American companies, paints a complex picture. Yet Canada, with its unique history, culture, and values, has forged its own path, often overshadowed by its larger neighbor. The challenge for Canada is to navigate American influence strategically, preserving its unique identity and values. The ties that bind beyond dependence, a shared destiny? The Canada-US relationship is a paradox of Canadian insecurity and undeniable interdependence. Despite power imbalances, their destinies are intertwined through history, economy, and culture. They share the longest undefended border, integrated economies, and cultural exchanges. Their bond transcends politics, rooted in shared values and cooperation. Charting a course Canadian sovereignty in the 21st century. As Canada navigates the 21st century, its relationship with the United States remains crucial. Globalization, climate change, and technological disruption will test this bond. Canadian sovereignty must be rooted in self-confidence, embracing its unique identity, and projecting its values globally. Investing in people, fostering innovation, and building an inclusive society are key. Engaging in open dialogue with the U.S., advocating for its interests, and seeking common ground is essential. Only then can Canada chart its own course, fulfilling its potential as a sovereign nation.